You are listening to the Daily Treasure Podcast produced by Mark Inc. Ministries. Today's devotional is called Call Back. Today's treasure. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who trusts in him. Psalm 34:8. During the worst days and months of my grief journey, my default mode was to turn to close friends for help. Through them, God kept his promise that he would make his people a blessing to others. They became God's promise keepers. God designed community to be a place of blessing and encouragement for his hurting people. People, some who had never experienced their own personal grief, took a deep breath and answered God's call to come alongside of me on this terrifying pathway. Others ahead of me in their own grief pilgrimage willingly stepped back into their grief to offer help and hope to me. Still others, especially women I have never met and will not meet until I reach the destination of home, demonstrated by their lives that God is sovereign and I can trust him. Anna the prophetess in the New Testament, who had a significant impact on Mary, the mother of Jesus, is one of those women I look forward to greeting in heaven. Over the past weeks, we have enjoyed the company of Hannah, along with Anna on our pilgrimage fueled by hope. This week, we welcomed Mary, the mother of Jesus. Though Hannah and Mary never met, we see Hannah's fingerprints all over Mary's response to the incredible declaration of the angel and the pathway on which God placed Mary. The similarities in their worship songs indicate that Mary found strength and encouragement through Hannah's response to disappointment. And today we find similar strength and courage. Each one of these women, those who walk with us in our daily lives, and those who call back to us who are further ahead in life's pilgrimage, are vital parts of the covenant community promised to believers by our God. As you start each day, think about those who are walking life's pathway with you. How do their lives influence your response to bumps along the pathway or deep crevices when your life falls down around you? Are you enjoying the blessings of the community God promised to grow through the seed of Abraham? What difference does it make to you to know that the promises God made to Abraham, including the promise of community, are yours if you know Jesus? Is it your turn to call back to someone coming behind you in life's journey? Someone who needs to hear you say, God is sovereign and you can trust him, even in this scary place.
Friends, thanks so much for joining us for the Daily Treasure Podcast. We are so grateful to hear from you on so many different levels. And one of the greatest gifts we can see through our relationship to the Lord and through ministries like this is the gift of community. And one of the ways that we are able to encourage one another in our walk of faith is with our stories. We do that through the Help and Hope podcast. And this week, I'm so excited to introduce to you Julie Malone, who shares her story of loving a prodigal daughter. You know, you can raise a whole bunch of kids and in pretty similar ways, and yet there might be very different responses to life. And that's the story of Julie Malone and her beautiful daughter, Allie. Julie's idyllic life of raising 4 daughters with her husband, Tim, took a turn into a foreign land of broken places. In our conversation, Julie says their suffering didn't come in one huge blow, but rather in pieces. A little ding here, a little ding there, until the repeated dinging brought true hardship that often made her feel weary and worn and, well, just broken. And much of this brokenness focused on their journey of parenting her oldest daughter, Allie, through her teenage years. Friends, you might not have a prodigal child, so you don't know that heartache, but no doubt you know someone who does. Parents of hurting children often immediately blame themselves, thinking, surely we could have done something different. So parents of prodigal children really need community. They need their friends, family, and church family to rally around them. And Julie gives us a glimpse into how you can do that. So make sure you go to markinc.org, that's markinc.org, and check out my conversation with Julie Malone called Pieces to Peace, Loving a Prodigal Daughter. I look forward to being with you tomorrow.